Hey guys, QuinntonTV here, and welcome to a brand new video where today we're doing something a little bit different. You're seeing some Modern Warfare gameplay in the background, and we are using the CR-56 Amax, or the Galil as I call it, because that is the gun it is based off in real life, so I'm more likely to call it that. But today, any of you guys who recently unlocked the Galil, either in the last season pass, or, not season pass, in the last battle pass, or like I did, you didn't complete the battle pass far enough and you had to go back and do the challenge, which for me, I think it was like, get 10 melee kills with assault rifles or something like that. It wasn't a ridiculously hard challenge actually, but when I started using this weapon, I discovered that pretty early on in the assault rifles kind of like unlock tree sort of thing, in its skill tree if you want, quite early on, you can actually get a pretty decent build out of it with like attachments and stuff that makes it perform extremely well. So the weapon itself, just the base weapon, does perform extremely well. The recoil is a little bit high, the damage is exceptional, and just other aspects like mobility, stuff like that, all are absolutely exceptional on this weapon, and that makes it one of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion. And if not, it might be my favourite. It's really coming close with the M13 right now. Like, honestly, you have no idea how much I love this weapon. Today in this video, we're going to be talking about the best starter class you can make for this weapon. So this isn't the best overall class. I may do a video at some point in the future talking about that, the best possible class setup you can actually make from the CR-56. But in this episode, we're going to be talking about the best, sort of build of the assault rifle you can actually make relatively early on. I think it's only within, the first 15 levels you can actually make this thing, and it's relatively simple. The downsides of the weapon are just countered out, so it can be a better performing weapon overall. So without further ado, let's get into this. So real quick, just before we begin, we recently hit 10 subscribers over on the vlogging channel. I almost said the main channel here. But we just hit 10 subscribers, and thank you guys so much for that. It's been a while since we've gained a sub. I gained about 8 within the first few weeks of doing daily vlogs. And then, as the last one ended, we didn't have any sub growth, and we recently just gained one. And to commemorate that, I have a video going up on the Wednesday, which you guys will have already seen, because it's going up on the 9th, and I have no clue when this video is going up, but it went up on the 9th, and yeah, 10 subscribers, thank you guys so much for that. Hopefully we can carry on and gain 20 before the end of the year, that's what I'm going for, and we're going for maybe 30 or 40 on this channel, so if you are new, please be sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on notifications as well, so you never miss a single video, especially if it's stuff like this, informative content. You guys surely do not want to miss it. So without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling now and we're going to jump straight in. So without wasting any time, we're going to take a look at the gun's attachments. So we're going to be taking a look at the CR-56 AMAX itself first, and then we'll be going on to perks and lethals and tacticals and stuff like that. So first, we have the Solar Zero Optics Mini Reference Sight. Now, I chose this one basically down to personal preference. It's one of the first sights you actually unlock, one of the first optical attachments, and it is basically the same as the GI Mini Reflex, other than it has a more, how angled look to the sight. So instead of, just having a basic, square on top of your gun, you have kind of more, a few lines on it, and it looks really damn good. It kind of reminds me of the Reflex sight from Titanfall, to be honest. And it basically just does the exact same thing as the GI Mini Reflex. The only difference is it looks a bit different. So you can use these two interchangeably. If you want to switch this out for the GI Mini Reflex, you can do, which is the very first optic you actually unlock. So if you don't have this one unlocked, you can basically just throw that one on and you're good to go. That coupled with the next attachment we're going to talk about, the Mercenary Foregrip, it's a lethal combination, and you guys will love it. So the Mercenary Foregrip is one of the bigger, foregrips, and it's one of the first ones you unlock other than the angled one. But basically, this gives you really good recoil control. Like, the base CR-56 Amax kicks like a mule. You're there shooting, your sights are halfway up your screen before you even know it. But with the Mercenary foregrip, you can control your shots a lot more and hopefully get more kills with it, just because of the fact that you have more control of your weapon. It actually does well hip fire in this weapon, so if you get into close engagements like I did in this video, you can easily just spray them and you'll get pretty accurate results. It's spraying and praying basically. You've got more control, so you can easily get those shots on target before they can, basically. And if your ADS is even better, you can go for way more longer range shots than you normally would be able to with the CR-56 Amax base. Only because that foregrip allows for some of the best recoil stabilization I have ever seen on a weapon, and it basically makes the thing into a laser. Got to keep hydrated in mid-recording session, because my throat's kind of been giving out today, so if my throat just gives out and I start basically mumbling incoherent nonsense, tell me in the comments below, because I have no fucking clue. And a little bit chocolate as well. Never hurts. So when you thought that this setup would not get any more like a laser rifle, well, you were wrong, because this attachment, which is the XRK CR-56 granulated wrap, adds even further aiming stability, which basically makes you a fucking god at this point. Like, this is probably one of the best setups for a CR-56 Amax, full stop. Like, this is a really good setup. Once you get up to town on that aiming stability, you can absolutely annihilate people. And with this final attachment incorporated with the Mercenary foregrip and then the mini reflex sight, you can genuinely laser people. This is basically the most recoil control you're going to get from the CR-56 Amax. You've got all its perks, all its attachments focused on negating that recoil so that you can have a seamless experience with this weapon and have absolutely loads of fun with it. So moving on real quick, I just want to talk about some of the perks and lethals and tacticals I have on this class. So the secondary weapon, I actually have the Renetti, which is one of my favorite, well, it's actually my favorite pistol in the game, and I have a pretty good class on it, which I may make a video on at some point. That might actually be the next best class setup video, just talking about the Renetti, because I have figured out that if you have a good trigger finger, I've basically created the perfect Renetti class. But the perks, the first perk is Scavenger. Now, basically, if you don't know me, I have never created a class in any Call of Duty game without Scavenger. Scavenger is my lifeline in Call of Duty, because I'm always firing, I'm always reloading, and I'm always in need of extra ammo, so Scavenger really does help you out. So perk 2 is Restock. This basically just allows you to put your lethals and tacticals on a timer, so instead of having to pick them up from like an ammo crate or whatever mid-game, they'll just regenerate over time, so that, say I used my C4, which is the lethal I have equipped, I could just throw that C4 out, and then after I detonated it, a timer would start of when I would get another C4, and then I can throw that again. So it's basically just an easy way of getting back your equipment. Now, the third perk I have is Spotter. This one is really handy, because how many times have you ran around a door and just been blown up by a claymore or a trip mine? It is so fucking annoying. So I have Spotter on that while you're walking through a door, a red outline will appear and show you that there is a piece of equipment on the floor that's going to blow you up if you head in the wrong direction. Also, I believe this actually lets you hack equipment as well. So if you see a bouncing Betty or whatever the fuck it is on the floor, you can hack that shit, and that's now your bouncing Betty. So anyone comes through that door, they'll get blown up by their own bouncing Betty, which is going to be pretty fucking funny to see. But then my lethal is obviously C4. C4 is probably the best lethal you can go with in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, full stop. And then my tactical is the Stim Shot, because I like to be able to heal very quickly. Obviously, healing takes a little bit of a while to start, and if you're in an intense gunfight, someone could come round the corner instantly and just take you out. But with the stim, the second you get out of that gunfight, you can just inject yourself and you heal up. So the second that person comes around the door, you can take them out with your new CR-56 Amax. But anyway, that is actually it for the class today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully if you use it, it will be a pretty useful class for you, because obviously the recoil is next to nothing on this thing. So if I end up doing like a pro version of this class, I'm probably going to have a similar focus on negating recoil, because you don't want recoil. That's what the main reason of why I miss my shots, other than the fact I'm shooting at the wrong thing. But anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please do like and subscribe. There should be some more Modern Warfare videos coming very soon, because obviously we're in a bit of a Halo dry period right now, and I don't have a lot of Halo news to report on. So we're going to be focusing on Call of Duty, Skyrim, and other games I just feel like playing, and hopefully you guys will stick around and just enjoy the content regardless. But anyway, thank you guys so much for 10 subscribers on the vlogging channel. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you never miss a single video. Well, obviously, as I said, we're trying to aim for like 30 subscribers by the end of the year, so I really appreciate you guys subscribing for that to help me reach that goal. So anyway, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.